If you're anything like me, this single spreadsheet is enough to fill you with dread. This is the spreadsheet that we used last year to keep track of late and missing work, and as you can see, we had a lot of missing assignments. Carrie and Nick did a great job of keeping kids accountable and contacting parents when students had multiple missing assignments, but it was not a sustainable model. So this year we've decided that we're going to be getting rid of the spreadsheet as we know it, and we're going to move into a form of the Late List 2.0. Cody Mock has been hard at work developing a program for us that's going to use Infinite Campus. It'll pull data off of there to create our own version of the missing assignment list. So as you can see, it looks fairly similar to the spreadsheet we use. We still have first and last name. This column is going to show the total number of missing assignments, and that's currently what is in the gradebook as missing. It's going to show the course, the teacher, the assignment, the due date, and then there will also be a column in here for comments. So if you want to mark that a student was absent, you could mark it there. If you want to say that they need to stay Wednesday or that they need to finish 8 minutes of membing, you can add those comments in there as well. So you can categorize or sort by any of these different columns. You can change the number of entries that you see, or you can search for a name up here. One of the benefits that we'll see by using this program is an increased parent communication. So what we're looking at here is an example of an email that would be sent to a parent after a student has 2 or more missing assignments. So the email will be nice and simple. It will go to any email address that has guardianship of the student as well as the student themselves. It'll tell them how many missing assignments there are, what class, teacher, assignment it was for, and as well as the due date. So they will get this, the parent will get this email every single day that there are 2 or more missing assignments, which will hopefully spark conversation at home and help hold students more accountable. Another great benefit is an email that the teacher is going to get every day for 10th period. So this is an example email. This one would be sent to Blaine here, and it would be a report of all missing assignments that students in his 10th period have. That way he no longer has to go look through the late list and sort through all of that. He can just read through here and tell students the work that they're missing in his own 10th period class. All right, so it's time to talk about the logistics of using Infinite Campus to go ahead and create our missing assignment sheet. So while you no longer have to go to the spreadsheet and fill out the missing assignments, anything that you want counted as missing and communicated with parents and students does need to be filled in Infinite Campus. So that doesn't mean that you have to grade everything and score everything, but you just do need to insert it as an assignment and then go ahead and mark it as missing. So I'm going to go through how to do that so that we're doing it the same across the board and it looks consistent for students. So we're going to go over to the gradebook. And the first thing that I'm going to do for my gradebook, I'm going to create a category that's called homework. And it's going to be weighted at 0%. So anything I put in here will not count towards the student's final grade, but it's still in Infinite Campus, so the program will pick it up and count it. So to add a category, I'm going to go to Settings right here. I'm going to click on Categories. Then I created mine earlier, but I'll show you what it looks like. So I just called it Homework. I went and put it on every one of these. I weighted it at 0%. And then I went ahead and put it as the default scoring as points and just 0 points. Just saying I'm never going to put in a number of points there. So it's always just going to be out of 0 points. That way I don't have to go back and fix that, change that every single time. So I'm going to go ahead and save that there. And that's going to allow me to tag any assignment or anything I put into Infinite Campus as homework, and it's going to have those settings automatically. Okay, so I'm going to create my first assignment here. I'm going to click Add. And my first one of the year is probably going to be Standard 1, Activity number 1. Seems like a good spot to start. You can put your start date and your end date. So I'm going to be mean and start it on the first day of school. And I'll make it due on the second day of school. We can go down here. You can change anything you want to here, but you want to make sure that your category has the same category so that it's weighted at that 0%. Just a reminder, because we do put it under final grade, if you are a year-long class, it's going to show up in second quarter. So if I would just click save right now, I wouldn't see it in first quarter. It doesn't mean it's not there. It's just under second quarter so that everything stays there. I'm going to go ahead and add it to all of my other sections because I don't want to make this same assignment a bunch of different times. Instead, I can just go here and click add. I've got it on all of my maths classes right there and save changes. And then I can go ahead and close out of this. So now when I go here and I take it to second quarter, I should see the assignment pop up right here. Now let's take a look at how we're going to mark missing and late work in Infinite Campus so that it's the same across all classes. So if you were marking in summative assessments and formative assessments, you can go ahead and still continue to give those point values as you had been doing before. But if we have assignments that it's just, I want to know if it was turned in or not turned in, this is how we're going to approach it. So right now, I have all of these blank. These mean that all of these students have this assignment turned in, and I'm not missing or expecting them to turn in anything else. However, if that's not the case, let's say that these first two did not turn in the assignment. There are two ways that I can mark it as missing. So one is I can just type an M right here, and that's going to mark it as missing. Another option is to hit this blue arrow, and it gives me all of these different options. I can click on the M here, and that's also going to mark it as missing. However, it's not going to put an M in this box. For me, I personally like the M there, so I would still type it anyways. So this program is going to be looking for M's to count current missing work, and also L's to count late work that has been turned in. So there's kind of a difference between how we're entering these here. So let's say that Kaysen just didn't turn in the assignment on time. So this is just missing, and later I'm going to want to mark it so that it counts against him. I'm going to end up changing that to an L. But let's say that Gage was actually absent. That's when I might want to use this comment feature to write absent, so that when I come back later to mark it when he turns it in, I can erase it so it does not count against him. Okay, so in this example again, let's say Kaysen just didn't turn it in. Now he's turned it into me. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to delete the M so it's not counted as missing. But I'm going to mark the L so that it does count long-term how many he's had missing in that quarter. Okay, so that L is going to be a really important piece for our long-term tracking, so don't forget to mark that if you do want it to count against them. Let's say that Gage here, though, was just absent. I left myself a note so that I remembered that. Now he has it turned in. Now I can just go ahead and delete it, and I'm not going to mark the L, and it's just going to stay. And I can either leave the comment there as absent if I want to, so that I know it was maybe turned in late because he was absent, or if I want to delete it, I can do that as well. That's not going to impact his score at all. So again, this program will be looking for M's for current missing work and L's for the long term, what has been turned in late.